I have a slight addiction to buying journals. Hi everyone, this is part 2 of my journal ecosystem. This stack here is kind of a mix and match. Some of these are commonplace books from some of the academic work that I do in English literature. Others of them I call journals on deck. They're kind of some ones that I'm waiting to fill up. And then some really interesting things in this journal right here. This is one that I'm trying to work on. This is actually from my grandfather, who filled out the beginning of it with some notes on some things that he was reading, and I'm going to be filling up the back of this in the style of a type of journal called a ricordanze, which is an Italian name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for like a family journal that would be passed down and other members of the family would contribute to it. There's a couple of smaller ones here. This one right here is a small journal from Paper Blanks that I use to write down, books in the library that I'm looking for and some things like that. So that has more to be filled inside of it. This one here my wife found for me. It was made in Italy through this company called Il Papiro, and this is just kind of some notes on some things that I'm reading. There's an older journal here, some prayers that I've written out. Another kind of Paper Blanks journal that's for Bible notes. This one here is a journal where I'm going through and actually working to compile poems that I've written over the years and date when I wrote those. So the poems are kind of scattered on a lot of loose leaf stuff. But yeah, that's a great journal from Paper Blanks. Another nonfiction book I'm working on. And this journal right here is one of my academic ones that I'm doing some studies on Renaissance literature and some readings on Shakespeare and some different ideas of Renaissance culture. Compiling a lot of these academic notes into something that I'm calling the Summa Traditionis here, or notes on the Western tradition. This one has a long way to go, but so far I have written a whole chapter that's kind of collated from a bunch of different notes on Pythagoras. And so the intention of this journal is to sort of move through all of Western history. One of my personal favorites right here, this is for some academic notes I took for my master's thesis on the legend of Troy. The cover has it's a Paper Blanks journal, but the cover has an image from an illuminated manuscript of Dante's Divine Comedy. And so this one's mostly filled out as I was doing some research for my master's in English. Yeah, and then my coworkers got me this when I graduated. This is, Papier, and again, just some kind of other notes on some academic stuff that I've been reading. Some more academic notes in this Cambridge notebook here. Yet again, some other academic notes in a journal that my brother-in-law made for me and had my name written out and burned in there in the style of the Lord of the Rings, kind of elvish writing. So this one's been a lot of fun to continue doing some academic notes in, but I'm trying to incorporate a few more stickers and things like that kind of help zhuzh it up a little bit. And then my Moleskine, I'm never quite sure how to pronounce that, but I've never really used one of these journals, but it has a lot of academic notes as well in it from things that I'm reading. They're kind of like, my academic notebooks are sort of like commonplace books, but really they're just notes on what I'm reading and key quotes and my thoughts and things like that. But anyway, that is part 2 of my journal ecosystem. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for parts like 3 through 7. Thanks.